Samuel Reeves never believed in karma until it knocked on his door, wearing a doctor's white coat. He sat on the edge of the hospital bed, sweat soaking through his shirt as the doctor said the unthinkable. "Mr. Reeves, you're 3 months pregnant." Samuel laughed, certain it was some sick joke. But deep down, he remembered every time he had mocked his wife, Anna, her morning sickness, her cravings, her swollen ankles. He had laughed, teased, and rolled his eyes through her entire pregnancy. Now, somehow, he was the one with nausea, cravings, and a mysterious bump that no one could explain. And this was only the beginning of the strangest story the quiet little village of Maplewood had ever known. Samuel Reeves was a man's man. At least, that's what he called himself. A 35-year-old carpenter from Maplewood, Kentucky, Samuel was known for his deep laugh, hard hands, and tougher heart. He loved his wife, Anna, but patience had never been one of his virtues. When Anna got pregnant with their first child, she became a walking storm of emotions. She cried when the toast burned, threw up at the smell of coffee, and demanded pickles at midnight. Samuel didn't understand it, so instead of helping, he made fun of it. "You sure it's not all in your head?" he'd say, grinning. Women always exaggerate pain. Anna would glare, clutching her stomach, and whisper, "One day, Sam, you'll understand." He laughed then, but he wouldn't laugh for long. Their daughter, Lila, was born healthy and strong, and life went back to normal until 2 years later when Anna began volunteering at a local herb garden outside the village. It was run by an elderly woman named Miss Eloise, a soft-spoken herbalist known for her unusual remedies. The villagers called her the Root Mother. Anna loved helping her, and often came home with strange teas and old folk tales. One night, after Anna had gone to bed, Samuel noticed a small vial of liquid on the kitchen counter, labeled Empathy Brew. He chuckled at the name, took a whiff. It smelled like mint and honey, and jokingly muttered, "Maybe I should drink this so I can feel what you feel." And because Samuel never could resist a dare, even one he made up for himself, he took a sip. That one sip would change his life forever. The next morning, Samuel woke up nauseous. At first, he thought it was food poisoning, but the sickness didn't stop. Every morning for the next week, he ran to the bathroom before breakfast. Anna teased him. "Maybe it's sympathy sickness," she laughed. He laughed too, until he realized it wasn't funny. His appetite went wild. He craved pickles dipped in peanut butter. He hated the smell of sawdust, something he'd worked with every day of his life. Then came the bloating. Then the cramps. Then, one night, the faint but undeniable flutter in his belly. He froze, hand pressed against his abdomen. A heartbeat. Inside him. He didn't tell Anna at first. Who would believe him? But when his stomach began to swell over the following weeks, there was no denying something was growing inside. Finally, terrified, he went to the Maplewood clinic. Dr. Harris examined him twice, then called in another doctor. The machines showed the impossible, a heartbeat, small but clear. "It can't be," Samuel whispered. And yet, the doctor said, "It is." Samuel stumbled home in shock, replaying every moment since that night. The empathy brew, Miss Eloise's calm smile, and his old warning. "One day, you'll understand." He understood now. Too late. For months, Samuel hid his condition under loose shirts and excuses. He stopped going to work, claiming back pain. Anna suspected something was wrong, but he avoided her questions. The baby, if that's what it was, kept growing. And so did his fear. At night, he'd lie awake feeling the soft kicks, wondering what kind of life was forming inside him. He began to talk to it, quietly, the way Anna used to talk to Lila before she was born. "Hey, little one," he whispered. "I don't know who you are or what I've done, but I'll protect you. I promise." Anna noticed his tenderness, his sudden empathy, his late-night walks. One evening, she followed him to the garden where Miss Eloise lived. Miss Eloise was waiting, lantern in hand, as if she'd known they would come. Samuel dropped to his knees. "Tell me what you did to me." The old woman's eyes softened. "I didn't do anything, Samuel." "You did. The empathy brew isn't magic. It's a mirror. It gives back what you pour into the world." Anna gasped. "You mean?" "Yes," Eloise said. "He mocked what he didn't understand. Now he carries what he once laughed at." Samuel's hands trembled. "But how do I stop it?" Miss Eloise shook her head slowly. "You don't stop it. You learn from it." Thunder rolled across the sky, and rain began to fall. Samuel felt a sharp pain in his abdomen, doubling him over. Anna ran to his side. "It's happening," Miss Eloise whispered. "He's ready." The pain came in waves, raw, endless, impossible. Samuel screamed until his voice broke. Anna held his hand, tears streaming down her face. "Now you know," she whispered through her sobs. "Now you understand." Hours passed like centuries. And then, as dawn broke over the village hills, the cries of a newborn echoed through the rain. A baby boy, tiny, perfect, breathing softly in Samuel's trembling arms. He looked up at Anna, his face pale, eyes full of awe. "I never knew it was this hard. You're stronger than I'll ever be." Anna smiled through tears. "Now we're even." Miss Eloise placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "The gift has been repaid. What was borrowed is now returned." And as she spoke, Samuel felt a warmth spread through him, a sense of peace, of balance. His pain began to fade, his body slowly returning to normal, the baby cradled safely in his arms. Weeks later, life in the Reeves household was different. Samuel still worked with wood, but now he built cribs and rocking chairs instead of just tables. He was gentler, quieter, always the first to check on Anna and the children. He never told anyone what really happened, not even the doctors, who were left baffled. Some things, he believed, were meant to remain mysteries between heaven and earth. Sometimes, he'd pass Miss Eloise's garden and see her smiling in the distance, her hands in the soil, as if tending the roots of fate itself. He'd nod respectfully. He no longer mocked the unseen. He had lived it. Samuel learned what pride had hidden from him, that true strength isn't in muscles or words, but in empathy. Only when he felt the pain and sacrifice his wife endured did he understand what love really meant. The moral of the story is that you should never mock another's suffering, because life often teaches its hardest lessons through the very pain you once refused to see. If life suddenly made you experience what you once laughed at, would you be ready to face yourself? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe to Impossible Pregnancy for more stories that challenge what you think is possible.